heroes
Yes.
that have beaten him.
Fun fact, Tavo was actually on that roster.
I wanted to say that, but I wasn't sure.
Yeah,
Let's get on with it.
hard to remember those 4 long off days. But yeah, it's I think the interesting SG being able to take down Fnatic, they've proven at least that they are no slouches to the game at all. That they're not going to be like an automatic last place, like a lot of people have potentially postulated. Now, if they could take even just a game against Team Secret, it would mean quite a lot for them, especially since Costabile even said it himself. He said they want to be able to prove the haters wrong here at TI.
Yeah. And win here would certainly help. And you got to figure Coast have given them a bit of that regard.
Yeah.
Watch your take down Titans.
30 seconds to battle.
Make you feel like, hey, perhaps we can. So, some behind the scenes info I've been hearing from players. I've been hearing from a lot of. The rumors are there's some teams that are very nervous. I was talking to some of the Russian talent. They're somewhat disappointed in a couple of teams simply because they hear them preparing poorly. Focusing too much on the past instead of looking forward to the future. And this is what always makes squads like scary, is that when they show up, it's going to be all business. TI time.
Do you think some of that is just lacking experience for some squads? So you've got Team Spirit, Virtus Pro as examples of squads that do not have that kind of TI experience. You see the mid matchup, 40R, aka ADR, aka Adriano versus Nisha on the Leshrac. And our top lane, we've got the Mirana Earthshaker lane. So we'll see how Tavo does there. Once again, playing the Earthshaker. Feels good to be back. Earthshaker core, it's been a bit.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites. Like probably the most fun off lane to play. For really, you can bully enemy melee heroes, and you almost always secure lane control just by Fisher blocking one of the. So, but again, this is a deuce lane. Huff. You're not really gonna harass too much with your enhance, and you're gonna tank every single.
It's just it's annoying whenever you play Mirana as well against these really tanky 5 positions that are just constantly up in your face. You can hit them, but Ogre especially has such a high armor that you just feel like, okay. See Tavo. You turn around, hits him with the enchant totem, and it looked like a regular auto attack. Didn't seem to do much to him at all.
Oh yeah, Ogre Magi, 7 base armor, 7.3, level 1. I remember the days before some of the starting items for an Ogre would have just buying Ward, buying Courier, and Bangos. No regen necessary, and you just run up and hit people.
Yeah, yeah. How do you think this mid matchup goes, by the way? Mars versus Leshrac? Because later on, I feel like it's going to be good for Mars. It's always good against some of these squishier intelligence heroes. Maybe not quite as good as, against Puck or Wop or something. You still have burst potential.
Yeah.
It's my right.
Yeah. I'm not a big believer in mid-Mars.
Okay.
Personally, I
think that's very fair.
I feel like the players that, like Dandy loves his mid, right? And I think that it's a relic of an old meta where you could by yourself, whereas right now it feels very much a 5-on-5 video game.
Okay.
Like the idea that, oh, I'll play for solo kills. That's not real. I'm going to play to find kills in side lane. It's like, it's just not how it works anymore. You've got to be thinking about fights and scaling with your damage output. It's not sure I'm a believer, but I'd love to be proven wrong. Don't get me wrong.
But he's good combination with it, right? Thiolicor playing probably his second favorite hero in the Mirana. They've got a nice spear into the arena, wall, get an arrow off of that. That's probably a kill, right? On almost any hero that they hit.
I guess Radiant fortified their structures.
I'm trying to think, little secret I do think it'll SG are the ones trying to be active at almost all times. Harassing in the Blightstone. Shredder stacking up, but that does leave Zai a bit exposed. He's going to take a lot of harassment.
It's the this is the lane that should just be total free. Costabile should be totally fine. I'll probably get some ancient stacks up for him, but you can see already there has been a little bit of battle for the Sven ancient stacks. See a sentry placed out, so doing that was already having a bit of a support ward battle between them.
Yeah, this is one of the benefits of Mirana support because back for your Sven. Both teams pretty much all in their carry with plenty of tools to buff it up. I do love the Io Sven combination. I think it's my favorite right now. I'm a big believer in Io Slark as well, but we just haven't seen much Slark. But Sven, obviously, plenty of damage thanks to God Strength, and you get so much attack speed.
Was aiming for MATUMBAMAN, instead hits Puppey, but the Ogre definitely too tanky to deal with, and Tavo, he definitely underestimated that. Still might be able to get the kill on MATUMBAMAN. They will. Thiolicor picks up that one, and Puppey is low enough. He's going to be chased out of CS range here. So they do trade cores, and I feel like it's just the problem they gave First Blood. That bounty is the only problem there.
I think you're okay with that, though,
yeah.
The circumstances, and big fan of the build on Thiolicor. The 2 points in Starstorm, level 3, typically off guard. A lot of times you see 0, maybe even a... But this maximum damage optimized style of war.
Yeah.
And cancels Puppey's salve real quick.
Puppey just not getting any space whatsoever.
And I will say, like, this is maybe this is like personal, but I feel like in a way, Puppey, his mechanical skill seems somewhat squandered on a hero like Ogre, and I really, I watch like VP, and I know Save is the 4. He's getting to play Bounty Hunter every, right? Kingslayer is on Disruptor. Some of the Chinese teams, why playing Clockwork all the time? Like, I really wish that he was allowing himself like roll heroes that have higher impact, because I think he's still one of the most mechanically gifted 5s in Dota, and just basically a bloodlust bot later on.
What do you mean, Kyle? He's 31. It's over the hill in esports.
Still click the buttons, man. I'm telling you.
See, Puppey, he knows what's going on. He knows he has to be able to interrupt this stacking as much as possible. They're going to go for Nisha here. If the spear lands and the arrow follow-up is there, plus they've got the IO, they should be able to bring him down, but it does cost the IO his life with Yapzor cutting him down from the side. Does deliver a little bit of damage to Adriano as he backs up, but still a win for SG, no doubt.
Pretty sick, though. I mean, that's the combo, right?
Tavo. Oh, he's going to go for the TP out, knowing he was going to get body blocked by Puppey successfully, but the TP, okay idea, but didn't actually have the strength to survive.
Yeah. It's a rough lane.
Dyer's bottom tower is under attack.
Like, I don't even know. You just get snaked. Ogre Magi is one of the few melee supports in Dota. Can't mess with. I don't even think Puppey didn't buy more regen. What's up? Fire Blast Ignite.
At what point do you think he starts going Bloodlust now? Right? He's gotten the 2-2-0 build just for the laning phase, but at some point you want high levels Bloodlust for this. First stack's not going to be given to the Medusa, at least jungle ones. Flesh Rack. Do we have any stacks for Medusa on Dire side? Hard camp. No ancients yet.
I don't know if you really want to rotate out too quick. If you're secret, I think you just want to keep the towers alive for a while.
They are Fire Blast into Cookie, into Split. Earth Stun, don't even need it. They're just going to run him down, and Nisha looks to be able to take the hard camp stack. That's going to be a huge win for Team Secret. SG unable to contest here. They get one of the last hits.
Yeah, I really like that. So that's part of why I don't think you mind too much about the lack of stacks, because MATUMBAMAN is still tough. You're trying to control enemy triangle, not really just split and farm yours. At a point, SG are going to be the ones that try to get a little more passive to cover and like get their Sven an item ahead. And Secret, I think, want to shut that down more than they want to get their same.
That makes sense, because Juice is naturally just going to farm slower than Sven IO anyway, right? So you want to focus on shutting the Sven's game down more so than pumping up your Dusa.
Because the way Sven beats Dusa is getting that item ahead and then taking that. That's what you... Dusa wins the matchup. If they're even net worth, 20, 30 minutes in, you're very happy as a team. So keeping the game static is just fine.
They do have a ward that sees these two. So 40R and his rotation definitely spotted. Nice deny there. And they are going to be able to catch Puppey and attempt to D-ward, but he also still sees 3 heroes. He takes away some vision, and he's ultimately a 5 position.
Radiant's bottom tower's got problems.
Well, Nisha, this is the beauty of Leshrac, my favorite hero in Dota.
Tower is under attack.
Just show up in a lane, your first edict forces Glyph. Your second edict kills the tower. Have to defend mid though, but here's Matu.
Zai coming in, looking for the RP. Attempts to throw it out, speared away, and Costabile is taking a lot of damage from the kisses, but not quite enough. KJ is going to be able to pull him out, and they can just keep on farming. They force a reaction out of Team Secret. Now the Team Secret's here in force. They may try and do a little bit of poke at the mid tower as well.
I like how they just defend tower by throwing. Get out of here. Nisha's taking a tier 1 in the meantime.
Thiolicor's dead. He's going to burn out. Tries to get an arrow off last second. Oh, big echo slam onto 2 here. Bought back by the rebuke as well. That's going to be Yapshore dead. But Nisha in prime position here to be able to do some damage. Kills Tavo. Fortunately, 40R was able to push him back with the spear. And they're able to retreat, but it doesn't change the fact that Team Secret own this area. They're going to bring down this mid tower, and that just allows those invasions into the triangle you were talking about, Kyle. That's just a little bit easier now.
This set up, of course, by Puppey. Those really good boards that you see them playing around still. One, he just walked past. Another on that Ancient camp. So they knew that the Sven was headed over to Ancients. The downside of the hero, right? He can't really contest fights now. He has to get that item ahead.
Yeah.
Well, in the meantime, the Dusa lineup, they're just going to push behind their Dusa Lesh, and yeah, nice play by Tavo, don't get me wrong, but they lose those objectives. Dusa is ahead of the Sven in net worth. So now, Secret, 4 wards placed enemy side, 2 towers dead. You can chill, you can vibe, you can go to your own.
Play the map just a little bit better. Sure, the Sven IO is going to be able to keep farming and do what they do, but Team Secret, they're going to go for a smoke up to this top lane where they've got some very nice vision. At the same time, Thiolicor, they are actually going to have their smoke broken here. They're going to see Nisha, but the cookie lands first. Unable to get off the spear immediately, and actually gets split earth before the spear could capture the Leshrac, and that means 40R's dead, and Nisha's going to be saved by the RP. Not even pulled out in time. KJ unable to get it off. He's going to relocate right back to his tomb, and those kisses almost put the Marana into the grave as well. 5-9, soon to be 10, as Team Secret should be able to kill KJ no problem. Another smooth team fight for Team Secret.
Yeah, they go for the Lesh, but I just love it. Nisha got... I really think this is a hero that neutral items have helped a bunch, because Tumbler's toy just for the mana, but that Hood, he got the active off. He's super tanky with this build. And you're going to watch him go in here. The cookie comes off, as you stated, so he's already taken a bit of reduced damage. He had an arcane rune, so the mana wasn't a problem. But he's way tankier than he appears. And that's, that was a Sven. Had used God Strength, but it isn't enough. Look at the spell damage, the raw spell damage from teams so much higher than SG.
Yeah.
They just need experience, and they're going to pump out the DPS.
Top tower has fallen.
You could definitely tell that Team Secret recognized the fact that they are stronger in team fights because this Sven IO combination you're talking about. They just need to focus on farming for now, and they're forcing fights, and SG isn't reading it well enough to be able to dodge what's coming their way.
And that's like kind of the core issue with this lineup, right? If you look at it, okay, Wisp is going to hold Sven's hand. That's your source of damage. What are my other 3 heroes? Well, it's Arena, Spear, Arrow, maybe some Shaker stuns in the meantime. If that doesn't kill somebody, there's no other
left.
Damage coming. Exactly.
Was there a mid hero that could have given you a little bit more damage in that aspect, a little less burst and a little bit more damage that would just pull through?
Yeah, I mean, I think Invoker would have been fantastic.
Invoker just would have been the dream hero, and that's why Secret banned it out. Thiolicor. Leap is out of leaps now, and Yapshore with the 4 levels of that little shredder combined with the medallion. Huge amount of physical.
And you can see the Secret concept starting to take shape, right? Max little shredder, Solar Crest almost complete. Magnus, maxed out in power, now has Blink Dagger en route. Oh.
Echo, they're going to try and blow up this Medusa right away. She's out of mana and she's definitely dead. But the kisses are coming in, doing a little bit of damage. And Zai, waiting on the high ground, only hits one on the RP. You saw KJ last second pull back, dodge the RP, but will not be able to keep his Sven alive. And he tried to go for the relocate tether again. As you said, Kyle, the magic damage is just too much.
Right. Got the combo. Oh.
Oh, leap just a little bit too slow, and I remember he was out of leap charges last time, and he's certainly not going to have too many more.
Really nice job by Zai, though. He wanted to get the double RP instead the single, but he did remove the tether with the time to do it. And Nisha just everywhere on the map right now. He just does way. Love the build. Hood, Kaya, Sanj after, so it's both for scaling, but also ensures that you have that survivability. He'll get Eternal Shroud after, which provides a really cheap source of spell lifesteal, which is then, of course, amplified by the shot. Sung?
Sanj?
I feel like that I've said that wrong for like 9 minutes now.
I mean, if you tell me that the pronunciation is not Sanj, I would believe you, and I'd be like, oh my god, I've been saying it wrong. Years and years. So we're gonna have a 3-man smoke up here from. I actually did hear that it's supposed to be spelled differently, pronounced differently, but I don't know exactly what it is. Thiolicor knows danger is coming. Tavo can intercept to try and protect Thiolicor. They do throw out the spear, but again, if that doesn't kill something, Kyle, they've got nothing left in the tank. All they can do is hope to be able to survive, and Tavo gets run down by the shockwave from Zai.
I love it. The Veil early on Puppey. He went for a very aggressive build. The changes to the Ignite multicast, I think it's better, where you saw 2 charges hit the Shaker. That used to just mean nothing, whereas now it's increasing the duration. So you add Veil to the mix, especially considering Nisha's rocking a Kaya for a little more spell amp. It's just so much damage, and SG, I'm trying to find a way for them to break into it, but it's going to be on the back of the Sven, who's just requiring that BKB and his quick buy to be completed before he can actually enter a fight.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time coming. And Team Secret, as you said, with all this damage amplification that they have for the Medusa, the Empower, the Solar Crest that they're going to be getting, combined with the minus armor that they have as well, not just this tower, but also Roshan is kind of free. They're going to jump in, interrupt Nisha and his attempted teleport and bring him down. A big kill, and they still get out in the top lane. In fact, they came down to bottom to be able to catch MATUMBAMAN, who got an arrow! Thiolicor! Marksman lands it right there. They're going to be able to get off both the Stone Gaze and the Manta. A bit of a pause here, but I think they still got him. They're going to be able to run him down with another Storm Hammer. Tavo's right there next to him. And SG, a big win for them in a game that has felt like just little L's piling up all over the place.
That was absolutely enormous.
Oh, and another pickup as 40R is going to be able to nail this Snapfire Yapsor. Going to be killed and added to the pyre here. 3 heroes burning on the side of Team Secret.
Maybe we make it 4. They had a ward. They know that Puppey's in the area.
He's a little bit low on mana, but he gets in front of Puppey here, looking for body blocks. Fire Blast does allow Puppey to be able to get in front of him. Tavo, Fisher first, arrow on the way, pushed him in, slowed him down on the other side of the Fisher, but they should be able to kill him nonetheless. 10-16, all of a sudden, that 4,000 net worth lead, it shrunk down to 2K. The Sven is that much closer to the BKB.
And that was twofold. One, that ward place saw a lot of that movement. They knew that mass TPs were coming, and Tavo makes the gut read, like, we gotta go. They're making a move. A little bit, I don't want to say cockiness, but trying to be too efficient from Nisha. He's teleporting like in vision because the tower still hasn't died, going for that hyper efficient move, but you make it too easy for SG, especially really he just didn't expect that there would be vision that saw his 2 allies who had already begun teleporting. So suddenly you're making a move mid, but your big heroes are now caught bottom, and SG, like that was necessary because it really felt like this game was going to run away from them. They would have lost outposts. Suddenly Secret get a Scotty on Dusa, and he goes to walk into the Roche pit. What are you supposed to do? Right. Things now a lot more equalized, and it gets that time where Sven BKB will be a factor before the engagement around Roche is required.
You're going to take the outposts now, but it just means that SG is all over the map farming. You can see them still kind of hiding out in this jungle area, bottom, waiting for somebody to show. for a pickoff. They do have Echo coming up in 10 seconds. If nobody does, they can go ahead and cut some creep waves. And they still have the Sven IO pushing out and farming the top lane.
Bounty killing.
Here you can see a little more disciplined.
Yeah.
After that engage, they're being a little more family friendly as they ensure that everybody is nearby as they venture the forest.
There's the BKB for the Sven.
Oh.
Broke apart the Echo Saber to be able to get it that much quicker, knowing that time is a very key factor. They don't know exactly when the Scotty's going to be finished by the Medusa, but they need to have that big item be able to, not like, you know, like it's a counter. You're still going to be slowed down by Scotty and stuff, but you just need to be able to keep pace, right? He gets a big item, you need a big item. Otherwise, as you said, just means free Roshan for secret.
Yeah. And you just can't get even in track without.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Very. ADR is going to have his complete shortly as well. And then I think that if you're SG, you think about taking a team fight. But right now, they're doing it right, where you have Thiolicor, he's just pushing it by himself, and then they split the map. 2 bot, your Wisp was top with your Sven. Now they're going to rotate out, but you want to keep the map split because quite a team secret pretty nasty. And RP, the Leshrac Deuce get very difficult if you're not able to separate them, much like they did.
Dire's bottom tower needs some help.
Roshan, 300 gold from Scotty on Matu. Thinking about it, I would think you take enemy ancients first to finish that item.
It looks
Yeah,
like
there's
Dire fortified
no way you
structures.
do Roshan before you have the Scotty,
Yeah.
right? That's just too potent of an
Dire's
item.
Bottom tower is under attack.
Bottom off-lane tower is going to be given up by Team Secret because they just don't want to be on this side of the map at all. They just want to be able to play around that Roshan area as much as possible. They're going to have their least effective hero, their 5 position from Puppey, go down here and deal with the wave.
You can see, like, Secret, they were firmly in the driver's seat.
Yep.
Like, they've taken a detour. They're like, you know what, I thought we were gonna make it to Grandma's without having to stop, but we're gonna grab, you know, a quick lunch, maybe a coffee, a biscuit. They have yet, like, they just went back to their side of the river and haven't crossed. Puppey
Yeah.
just TP'd bottom to push like 3 creeps and taken the long way around. Like, they are much more conservative now. Scotty is complete. Thinking about getting something done.
This is the moment. This is the moment where one team fight is going to solidify who controls the game for the next, like, 10 minutes, right? Like, whoever wins this fight also gets
Oh.
Roshan.
Yeah, and they got Shard now.
Okay, so they've got the fire
Shard.
shield that they can throw out on the Medusa or the Leshrac. In fact, if you get a multicast like this, multiple heroes in time for the team fight. Nice shockwave skewer back, a fast pick off of Thiolicor. And he does have buyback, so doesn't change too much. SG are still probably going to contest this Roshan attempt from Team Secret.
It's actually a huge... The Sven damage, right? He's going to pop in an Echo. It absorbs 85%.
Dire's bottom tower needs some
3
help.
attacks.
Yeah.
That's really sick here.
For a hero that does not have ton of attack speed and does all
Yeah.
his damage in short bursts like
Dire's
this,
bottom
yeah,
tower is
That's
under
really cool.
attack.
it'll help quite a lot.
You can see why they were content pausing. They even do this, we've seen a lot of teams do this, the Medallion and Solar Crest onto their Dusa.
I mean, if they're going to contest it, they need to get in there right now. The arrow gives the vision to be able to see, okay, Roshan's crazy low. You could see all of Team Secret prepared for a Tavo initiation.
They're just going to go in?
They're going to go in. They're going to try and finish it off. MATUMBAMAN, okay, point blank. They're going to be able to catch him. Spear chain stun, but the RP comes in. Tavo chains the stun still, but MATUMBAMAN's low on mana, and they should be able to finish him off, but they need the Sven to be able to do it, and they got him. Oh, Roshan with the double kill. Nisha running over these heroes, but bye-bye, Nisha. He gets speared away. Still, though, the blast, they managed to catch Costabile, and that is going to be Team Secret finishing up the Roshan.
He had to save. Tether was on cooldown.
Oh,
He reloads
no.
solo away. That would have been a 6 save from KJ.
Disaster. SG so close to being able to win a huge fight against Team Secret. Zai bailing them out with a huge RP.
I mean, I've cited him many times. His key ingredient to being a successful Dota 2 pro is patience, and you're going to see a lot of it here. Yeah, look at Nisha, by the way, positioning way off in the middle of nowhere. Love the call from SG. They just go for it. They see Matu. He doesn't get ult off, and they're going to run. You see Zai waiting, boom. Triple RP, even jukes the Echo by moving over to the right just a bit. Tavo, I think, fissured initially. So he didn't have it after he went in and echoed, so he just get popped. And watch this.
Yeah,
no tether.
it's coming. It's coming. Oh.
He had it, but tether was 1 second on cooldown.
And now Team Secret, we said this team fight is going to be what determines probably the next 10 minutes or so of who's controlling the game. And that might just be enough for Team Secret to kind of build up enough of a lead. They already had a small one. Now they've got 7,000, and that's just going to continue to build. When you have the advantage of an Aegis, you could just kind of bully the enemy team. Because Nisha, like, it's so tough to deal with the Leshrac with 2 lives. So I feel like it's one of the best heroes to have an Aegis.
I think it is the best, to be honest.
More than like Storm Seer or something, I would agree. Yeah.
Storm is like the other possibility, but the thing I love about Lesh is that, you know, can be out of position as long as you have time to hit Pulse Nova. Like, you're totally fine being surrounded by your entire enemy draft.
Yeah.
Hell, land another.
Radiant's
Fortunately,
middle tower
Lesh,
could use
you've
some help.
done still.
It will be another tier 2 down, and this hold over the map just continues, increases for Team Secret as they're going to be able to just hold on to the triangle area. And KJ, Costabile, they're just going to have to do. KJ just have a little bit of fun. Could have tried for a TP out at some point in time, but now Zai's found him, so it makes it a little bit hard. He's going to have to go for another tether juke, but now Puppey's here, so he is definitely dead. And the rest of the team of Secret, they're still looking for heroes on the other side of the map. They know SG wants to get out somewhere, and they're giving him absolutely no quarter to be able to get farm.
It's a tough spot. Lesh is the hero you kind of have to kill, and he's got an Aegis charging at you.
Yeah. And he's also, even if you like can't go on him, it also means he could just push down these side lanes. They are going to go for him now. Kills him once and gets back to the base. Is everybody safe? It looks like it with kisses used. That's pretty good for SG. Ooh, Costabile felt like he had to use BKB there. I'm not sure if he actually needed to or not. Better safe than sorry, I suppose.
That was a little bit, I think, too cocky from Nisha. He runs, they have this nice ward covering the high ground, and instead of running under the sanctity of that, he takes the very aggressive path and just barrel comboed. But, you know, that's the thing about SG's lineup. That's how they need to find kills. It's isolated single cores. How do you battle if all of a sudden there's a Matu walking at his whole team's behind him? That's going to be a big concern. Plays out.
Fortunately, they do have some high ground defense. Not like the most amazing, but they have Spear back. And they also have the fact that with an IO, you can always play with 2 heroes out of the map, farming somewhere. And you don't need everybody hold up in your base, even if they are pushing.
Big concern is Costabile damage output. It feels like he's that item behind, right? He's got, if he has a full Daedalus in his inventory right now, I'm feeling like this is, you know, pretty even. But that 9K gold lead for Secret is all on their critical core. You know, Dusa, 4K ahead-ish. Nisha, second place. Now with the casual plate mail. His itemization has been a bit odd this game. That Ghost Scepter for the Roche fight made sense, but in retrospect, he kind of wishes he didn't have it now, because maybe that's Bloodstone or an Eternal Shroud. But Shivas will be his next pickup. Very, very nice here, both for the vision against Mirana Invis, for the health regen reduction against Sven Io, and of course just for your own survivability.
Yeah, how do you burst down the 2 damage-dealing cores of Team Secret in this game? They've got Medusa and this Leshrac, who's going to be super tanky, and they're fire shielded, which we've talked about as being a big boost. And we already said that there's going to be some damage problems for SG if the Sven isn't swinging. They're going to smoke up Moonlight Shadow. They're spotted. The sentry's going to be laid down. They start going on the Medusa. They followed up with an arrow and the Echo. They're throwing everything they have to be able to bring down this Medusa, but she still had mana. They pop the fire shield. They go for the relocate out, but it gets nuked down before he could get Costabile to safety. And now SG do not have a buyback on the Sven. Very likely Team Secret going to get 1 lane of barracks, maybe 2. This is SG probably in a hole they can't get themselves out.
I'm gonna just say it. So I understand the Ogre. You know, you want a first 2 Sven. We will literally wait on our side of the river for a minute 20. We're gonna buy a shard, and your Sven is hard countered.
Yeah.
Like, that is why Matu's taking what feels like 0 damage. Like,
Radiant's bottom tower is
Fire
no
Shield,
more.
85% absorption of the next 3 attacks, and he got an opportunity because you can precast it. He recasted it during the fight.
Yeah.
So 6 attacks of Sven that don't equal a single attack without a Fire Shield on your enemy target. That is nuts. Like,
yeah.
I understand Ogre now. I had not seen it in a game so far at TI, but it suddenly makes a whole bunch of sense. Shout out to Ice Frog, I'm sure. Puppey, very happy to play Ogre with the change, and pretty high damage output as well if you consider the strength of the hero on the laning.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. With the 2-2-0 builds, it felt like he was actually pretty annoying, especially for Tavo.
I always love watching TI because, you know, not to say that regional Dota is subpar, but you don't necessarily see teams trying to eke out every single little bit of advantage.
They don't have to elevate their game.
Yeah.
Right.
And at TI, you stuff and you see picks, you're like, why would you do that? But you typically find out during the game. And
Yeah.
it's like, wow, that's cool.
Radiant's
Like,
top
it makes
tower
sense.
has looked
Yeah.
better.
Even a butterfly on Matu, so God forbid you do hit him. And he has the evasion talent as well, if I'm not mistaken. Of course, skipping the damage. So really just leaning into this hankiness and disdain version of the Dusta. He's gonna buy a shard himself. Good lord. Good luck taking him down.
The other really cool part about this Fire Shield is who else is actually attacking somebody.
Yeah.
You know? It's like normally, like in regular games, Fire Shield is just so easily dealt with because there's multiple units hitting. Sometimes you just have a hero that hits really fast, so it just goes away really quickly. But Sven, slow attack speed, huge amounts of damage for every hit is like the ideal hero to counter it with. The other one, I think, kind of being PA, just for the surprise factor. She's so burst heavy. But then there's like, you look at Mars, Marana, Earthshaker, they all want to be able to throw spells. They're not really doing a whole lot of right clicking. Okay, 40R is going to jump in, BKB Arena, not catching the targets they really want to, but on the side, they do actually get better targets. That's going to be the Magnus as well as the Ogre, instantly dead if they can retreat back to their base. Job well done. Thiolicor is going to be run down by Nisha, but otherwise, SG probably okay with that. Really happy with that. In fact, they killed 2 heroes, 2 buybacks coming in. The danger, though, is them getting run over right now in this push. Because now they don't have any spells, Kyle.
Indeed, and they just double bought back. I love it. Like, just, okay, we got it. Big CD's done for, and now we push.
Yeah, yeah.
Right into the base. They still have Stone Gaze. There is no God Strength or BKB on the Sven, and I believe you've just, unfortunately,
Radiant's middle barracks have fallen.
won a fight to lose the game.
Yeah, yeah.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That's game understanding right there from Team Secret,
Radiant's
you know?
top tower has fallen.
Doesn't matter how well you play it. If you blow
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Arena, if you blow Echo Slam,
Dire's top
you
tower
don't
is
have
under
God's
attack.
strength, you have nothing left in the tank, and MATUMBAMAN's going to do it all by himself. Nobody of Team Secret's even here. They're popping kisses, they're popping Stone Gaze. They're expecting SG to formulate some sort of response or preventing Megas. They do not. SG's just going to accept the fact that for the rest of the game, they are going to be huddled around their Ancient, trying to push back the lane creeps coming in.
Yeah, game understanding seems tail of the match. You know, even going down to, you know, I gushed about it a bit, but the Ogre Shield, I questioned, you know, Team Secret. They've really put the brakes on, but it makes sense in retrospect when you watch that big fight around Roche. But more importantly, you know, they just get it. Like SG, they're cooldown dependent. Once they're popped, casually take 2 Rex, then retreat to the side of the river. You know, if this isn't TI, maybe they go for Throne, but at TI, yeah, camp the ward sentry. Wait.
Yeah. They know SG very likely to come outside of their base because they've got one moment before mega creeps just keep them constantly in. They have the Aghanim Scepter on Snapfire if you didn't see that pickup, and they just threw out an illusion. They're going to jump in. 40R once again throws out the arena. They catch the Medusa, making sure the Medusa can't actually do anything with their shots for a while because they can't kill her. So they're just going to try and target whoever they can around the Medusa. and just try and kite her as much as possible. 40 yards, unfortunately, getting caught by that. Scotty is going to die. Echo Slam going out. They're going to be able to bring down Nisha. Oh, the RP! Nisha turns around. Split Earth. He finally does get burned out, but the damage is already done. SG have lost the fight, and SG are going to call quits for game number 1. The favorites, Team Secret, do indeed take this first game in the 2-game series.
Yeah, but if I know this team, I don't know if they're going to be pleased with that performance. I think that, you know, that mistake in the bottom tier 2 when they lose 4 heroes to what is effectively just a single great ward from SG, and credit to them, you know, that was the only reason this game is like staying competitive for so long. But that's a mistake that you can't make if you're trying to win TI.
Yeah.
You know, you don't. PSG LGD is not going to bleed heroes, 2 of the key cores, after taking